any little workaround that you're going to try to do is probably not going to work for you. Continuing to move forward with something that is now illegal in South Carolina puts all three entities at risk. Do you think that attorneys are going to be okay with this? Does this affect us? Absolutely. Is wholesaling dead in South Carolina? This is a huge topic right now if you're in the real estate industry in South Carolina, or maybe even another market where you think the legislature might follow. In this video, we're going to briefly discuss how this law is affecting us and our business. And at the very end of the video, I'm going to explain what we're doing to get around this. But first, let's dive into the law just a little bit. I'm not an attorney, but this is my understanding of the law from multiple conversations that I've had. So when they put this law into place, they did three things. The first thing they did was they defined wholesaling as having a contractual interest in the property and then marketing that property prior to taking legal ownership. The second thing they did was then go on to say the only people that can market a property they don't have legal ownership in is a licensed South Carolina real estate agent. I know in the past, a lot of wholesalers believed all they would need to do is either work with an agent or get their real estate license and they could continue wholesaling. So this is where, in my opinion, they cut it off at the legs. The next thing that they said is if you are a licensed real estate agent, you are not allowed to wholesale a property. In my opinion, that cut it off and said wholesaling is done, over, dead in South Carolina. What do you think? If you're a wholesaler in South Carolina, are you planning on keeping business as usual? Well, here are my thoughts on that and why I do not think any little workaround that you're going to try to do as far as not purchasing the property or taking legal interest in the property before marketing it is probably not going to work for you. Let's talk about that. So in a real estate transaction, you need to have in South Carolina a closing attorney, you have a title company, and for a lot of us investors, we are using hard money lenders. Continuing to move forward with something that is now illegal in South Carolina and very clearly defined puts all three entities at risk. But here's where I really don't think you're gonna have a workaround on it, and where it's really cut its legs off is your closing attorneys, your title companies, and your lenders most likely are not going to be involved in illegal activity. Right now, with a lot up in the air, specifically in Charleston, it's a mix. I hear some attorneys are still open to closing wholesale transactions. We're not sure for how long. I do know certain local lenders are also having conversations about not lending on wholesale deals. And another questionable thing is, will title insurance companies actually insure a property's title, knowing that wholesaling is now, in effect, an illegal activity? What do you think? Let me know in the comments. Do you think that attorneys are going to be okay with this and just say, hey, you can keep going on, business as normal, no problem? Or do you think that this is a huge change for wholesalers in South Carolina? All right, now let's talk. Do you think this is a good thing or a bad thing? So for us, in the past, most of our purchases have come from wholesaling. So does this affect us? Absolutely. But here's why I think it's going to be a really good thing. First, the crazy amount of people we had here bidding up properties to a point where it didn't make sense is going to fall to the wayside. I genuinely believe that, because now people are going to have to put their money where their mouth is. They're going to need to have legal interest in the property. They're going to need to invest money into the property in order to purchase it. No longer will somebody be able to just write up a contract and sell that contract to somebody with no risk. So it's going to make people think more before making offers. What are we planning on doing in our business? Well, this year we recently started going direct to seller. And so with this, our plan is to just purchase the property as it is and either wholesale it, put it back to market, or renovate. We already have crews set up. We already know the processes. So in my opinion, we're just going to be getting better deals. The second thing that a lot of people are talking about is installment contracts, where you go and you get legal interest in the property through an installment contract, and you then can market the contract. You are still having to put money where your mouth is because you're needing to come up with a down payment and make monthly payments to the seller. So these are the two ways that we are thinking about moving forward in this business. I'd love to hear what you're thinking about. Are there other avenues? Are there other ways you're thinking about being able to execute without having to put too much risk into a project? Let us know in the comments. Was this as big as we think it is in South Carolina? And do you think that this is gonna bleed into other states? Do you think other state regulators are gonna look at what South Carolina is doing and say, that sounds like a great idea, we're gonna follow suit? We've heard that it's already happening in some other states and it's being talked about right now. So let us know if it's going on in your state and how it's affecting your business and how you're planning to pivot. So hit that subscribe button, like this video, and hang out because we are going to continue to talk about how we're pivoting in our business with this. So follow us along for the journey.